What up, YouTube? This is Steven, and I'm back with a lyrical analysis. I haven't done a lyrical analysis in a good minute, so I'm really excited to do this one for a couple of reasons. First is because it's Utada Hikaru, and it's her comeback song, or at least one of her comeback songs, and I haven't done one in a minute. Um, so yeah, as I already mentioned, um, this song is by Utada Hikaru, and it is called Manatsu no Tooriame. I'm pretty sure I mispronounced that. Um, but it translates to midsummer rain showers. So I'm like, oh, that's an interesting song title there. So, as I mentioned already, this is one of Utada's comeback songs. I think this is one of the songs. Let's see, this song in particular, it is associated with a news program called News Zero that airs in Japan. And, excuse me. And this song has a music video as well. And I'll speak on the music video later in this video. But for now, I'm going to, begin this lyrical analysis. Here we go. And by the way, I got these lyrics from a site called twitlonger.com. That's the name of it. And also Utada wrote the lyrics as usual, and I believe she co-composed this song, perhaps, or either someone else composed the song. One of the two. All right, here we go. Waking up in the midst of a dream, closing my eyelids, yet unable to return. So Utada is setting the scene for us. So she feels like she's waking up in the midst of a dream. So she's waking up to a dream. So she's becoming conscious within a dream. So it's kind of like, when you're dreaming, like sometimes you're asleep. Well, many times you sleep, right? And when you sleep, sometimes you dream and sometimes you don't dream. When you do dream, you become conscious of the dream. You see the dream and you experience the dream while you're sleeping. So perhaps that's where she's coming from with this. Or either this is more like a metaphorical thing, where it's like an event in her life seemed like a dream. All right, next lyrics. A world that was until seconds ago so clear, now only a vision. So she's kind of like in this weird dream world, dream realm, where things are now not so clear cut, not so here or there, black or white. It's kind of like a gray area now for her, I believe. All right, next lyrics. Sweat soaked, sweat soaked. You softly embraced me. Many of my first you took to heart so deeply. All right, so this sounds like it could be a type of a love song, perhaps. So many of my first you took to heart so deeply. So this could be a love song, like a romantic type of love song, but perhaps maybe not. But it could be, or at least it can be interpreted that way. So apparently this person was soaked in sweat and softly embraced her. Why the sweat though? So I'm guessing they were sweating, obviously, but why? Why did she feel the need to say soaked, like sweat soaked or soaked in sweat? Let's see. Maybe we'll find out later in this song here. Let's move on to the next lyrics. When I reach my hand out to a young swaying leaf, and my thoughts travel to you, when will I no longer feel this sadness? Won't you tell me, please? So she is perhaps in like a forest or some type of an area where there's a lot of greenery, thus representing life. And she's reaching her hand out to this swaying leaf, thus possibly symbolizing her, you know, pursuing life, you know, or wanting to experience life more. So for some reason, she feels sad, and she's asking this person, "Won't you tell me when I no longer feel this sadness?" So she is feeling sad for some reason, though. Another question: how come Utada is sad? Let's find out. Let's continue. Out of breath from a war I could not win, endless days, buried, trying to extend you my love, or extend to you my love. So Utada is fighting some type of a war. I'm not sure what this war is. It's still sort of ambiguous here. Perhaps trying to get out of this, this dream world here that she's in. Perhaps trying to, reach out and touch the swaying leaf. You know, not sure. And endless days buried, or sorry, I said buried. I meant endless days burnt, trying to extend to you my love. They have you here, not to you. I think they should have to you my love. So she spent endless days burnt for some reason. I don't know if that's like a literally being burnt or like burnt out, as in she's tired and exhausted. I'm not sure. So that's a bit ambiguous. So she's trying to give someone her love, extend her love to someone, but she is unable to do so. But why? Let's see. Next lyrics. If I forget these things, I will no longer be me. So if she forgets, I guess, what she's gone through, she will no longer be herself. And I believe so. Like, imagine you forgetting all of the events, good and bad, in your life that you've gone through. It would be pretty much like starting over from square one. It's kind of like starting over, kind of like as a kid, but you're not a kid, And, so many things we collect along the way in regards to like our memories and the lessons we learn in life, So, yeah, I do agree with Utada, Let's see. Next lyrics. Won't you teach me, please, the proper way of saying goodbye? So, it seems like she's in a situation where she is struggling to say goodbye to someone. She's reaching out and she wants to extend her love to this person, but for some reason, this person can't receive her love. Either this person doesn't want to or this person can't. And, she's in this dream world, where things aren't so clear anymore. Everything is, it's more so she's in like this gray area now. And, her reaching out to the swaying leaf, I'm sure it symbolizes something that I probably can't quite interpret, but I'm assuming it has something to do with like life, like reaching out to life, perhaps something like that. Let's see. Next lyrics. Oh yeah. Well, she says, "Won't you teach me the proper way of saying goodbye?" So I'm guessing Utada has to say goodbye to somebody, but she doesn't know the proper way to say goodbye to someone, because perhaps this person, who she's singing about, and I have my theories. The person that she's singing about here is very significant to her. Thus, she doesn't want to say goodbye, and also she doesn't know how to say goodbye to this person. Perhaps because this person has been in her life for such a long time, has been such an instrumental part of her life that it's hard for her just to say goodbye. She probably doesn't even know how to really say goodbye since this person has always been in her life. Thus, she has never had to say goodbye to this person. When I reach my hand out to someone and my thoughts travel to you, there are so many things I want to ask you now, overflowing, overflowing. So now Utada, it seems like she's sort of like moving on and moving past this, um, this phase that she was in, this situation that she was in. And now she's trying to move forward. But as she moved forward, forward, yeah, forward with her life. Sorry about that. Her thoughts still kind of like think back to this person. So this person must mean something to Utada. Must mean an awful lot to Utada. And this could be like a platonic love, a romantic love. It's sort of ambiguous right now. And let's see, next lyrics. There are so many things I want to ask you now. Overflowing, overflowing. So as she moves on, she still wants to go backwards and ask this, significant person questions. But what are the questions that Utada wants to ask? The thing, I think I know. Like, perhaps because for me, like initially, based on the lyrics, this could be interpreted as like a romantic love song. But as I read more into the lyrics, I'm thinking this might not be a romantic love song, but it can be interpreted that way though. This might be more so about like a platonic familial love, because as Utada's moving forward, and reaching her hand out to someone, she wants to go back and ask this person many questions. Perhaps she wants to ask this person, his or her advice about this particular situation that she's in. All right, so let me continue with these lyrics here. The trees spout, the months and the days continue on. So life, I'm guessing the tree spouting represents life, and the months and days continue, thus time is continuing and life is continuing. See, I want for you to understand my never-changing feelings. So she wants this person to know that despite time, despite, growing and moving forward with her life, her feelings about this particular person, this significant person in her life, will never change. Next lyrics. There's a freedom in becoming free. Okay, all right. Kind of stating the obvious there, Utada. But let's see. There's a freedom in becoming free. The shadow casts ever still of those who must do the send-off. So the shadow is cast. I'm thinking the shadow perhaps is representative of perhaps death. See, ever still those who must do the send-off. So someone must send these people off, kind of like how you do when you are at like a funeral. Everyone. Well, I don't know about Japanese funerals or anything, but like in American funerals, typically it's customary to wear black or at least dark colors. Depending on the circumstances of the body, it can be open for viewing. But depending on the circumstance and the condition of the body, sometimes in some situations the condition of the body isn't, open. Like it's. I want to put it in a pointed way, but the condition of the body probably would not be the best view. You know, you don't want people's last memory of that person to be the condition of their body in that particular state, like in a very bad state. So sometimes it's open for viewing, sometimes it's not. And afterwards, you have the pallbearers, and they, you know, take the casket and help put the casket 6 feet under the ground and do the burial. Um, so I'm guessing here Utada is sort of referencing with the send off, kind of like perhaps referencing a funeral. You know. Next lyrics. These memories unexpectedly grab a hold of me violently and won't let go. I love you still so deeply. I will never let up. This midsummer rain shower. Hmm. So Utana is kind of like having memories of this person, but the memories are probably good and bad. They're good because you have the memories, but they're bad because they remind you of what you no longer have and what you no longer can have because this person has moved on to the next phase of their existence. You know, moved on to like the spiritual realm. So you can no longer have like a physical connection with the person anymore. You know, the person can no longer physically be here. And thus, you know, the memories of this person, you know, is, um, you know, really, you know, moving Utada violently. And I think violently in a way that is making kind of like more so uncomfortable memories in a sense of not necessarily that the memories are bad, but this more so just like, you know, the memories are really making her emotional, you know, emotional in like a bad way, you know, emotional where she is upset, you know, and these memories won't let go of Utada, you know, you see. And she says, you know, I love you still so deeply. I, it will never let up. This summer, this midsummer rain shower. You know, if this song is in fact referencing death, it's actually kind of interesting that Utada would use, you know, summer, you know, midsummer in the song, because usually in, you know, songs and in literature and poetry, etc., um, death, as far as like a representation of death, is often associated with winter, not summer. But perhaps the death occurred in summer. I'm not sure. And perhaps maybe when she found out the news, it was raining or it started to rain. Thus, for Utana, like a midsummer rain shower. So she associates that with death in her own personal view, you know, in her personal thoughts. So Utana feels like, you know, she is in like an eternal, like a perpetual, eternal, never ending midsummer rain shower now. But if this song is in fact about death, then I do feel like ultimately, like this shower is going to fade. This shower is going to, this midsummer rain shower Utada is going to fade. Like it's going to run its course. It may seem like you're just in the midst of it, you know, and you seem like it'll never end, but it will, you know. And when it does end, you know, it's like, it's kind of corny, but April showers bring May flowers. So this midsummer rain shower will bring flowers in your life. It may not seem like it, but it will. And it probably make you appreciate life even more so, you know, and help you put things into perspective. But let me finish up this, you know, the lyrics to the song. All right. Waking up in the midst of a dream, closing my eyelids, unable to return, I want to visit the future where seconds ago you were still around, and from there, tomorrow. So She, like, this is towards the end of the song, and she kind of jumps back to the beginning of the song where she's waking up in the midst of a dream. She can't close her eyes. She can't return either to the time before the dream. And she wants to visit the future where seconds ago this person was still around. So I guess this probably was the potential future versus the actual future, perhaps, maybe. And from there, she wants to go toward tomorrow, thus move forward with her life, I believe. So the final lyrics to the song are as follows: the rain that will never end, that will never end. This drought that will never heal, that will never heal. And in the song, they sort of repeat that phrase over and over again. And I do actually, that's probably one of my favorite parts of the song. I believe she repeats that phrase over and over again. It's in Japanese, so I can't say for sure, but it's like towards the end of the song, Utada starts to sort of utilize her voice as an instrument itself, and it's sort of Utada singing really low, like ananani, 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 something like that. I don't speak Japanese, obviously, so I can't really imitate the sound point blank, but something like that. So, closing lyrics: the rain that will never end, that will never end. This drought that will never heal, that will never heal. So it's kind of strange because this rain is never ending for Utada, but apparently she's in a drought. So despite all this rain, it's sort of like, I guess, she is in a drought. Like, I'm sure that is symbolic of something, but I can't quite interpret it. You know, it's like, I guess despite all this rain in her life, she is still, like, I guess, in a drought. You know, I don't know how to interpret that. I don't know. Okay, as far as this song as a whole, I really like this song. It's probably one of the first Utada songs that have really, at least one of the first traditional Utada songs that have really kind of like appealed to me. And as well, it seems like this song can be interpreted kind of like in one of two ways, at least in my perspective. As a romantic type of song where Utada is like missing someone romantically, but I think this song might be more so referencing her mother. Um, and the love that she had for her mother, and the death of her mother, and it seems like Utada is sort of just like has you know experienced the death of her mother, and I think that is the reason why some of the things are happening in this song. um, like, say, let's see, she wants to ask some, it's like she moves on to a new place, but she has so many questions that she would like to ask her mother, because Utada's married now. Utada has a child now, and Utada would probably love to have her mother's advice about those things, but she can't because her mother is deceased, unfortunately. So it's kind of like Utada has moved on to this phase of her life that she would have loved to have shared with her mother, you know, but she can't. And I can definitely relate to that myself. In the deaths that I've experienced, like I've experienced the death of a parent, so I can definitely understand where Utada's coming from with this song. um, and also kind of like, reaching out your hand to someone new, but also, your thoughts do kind of travel back, kind of thinking, how would life be if this person was still alive? If my parent was still alive, you know? So you think about that as well. And also, it's like the trees spout and the months and days continue on. thus life is continuing. But Utada still has like the never changing feeling. She still sort of feels the same about her mother, despite all the change that's going on around her. Her feelings are never changing. Her feelings are set in stone for her mother. You know, and the memories unexpectedly grab a hold of you, especially probably during the first, you know, probably month or two, perhaps, definitely, and Utada can't shake the memories, you know, and she probably does feel like she's in like a perpetual, never-ending, for her, midsummer rain shower, where it's like it won't ever end, but it will end. It will end, and when it ends, you won't forget about your mom, but you'll be in a space where you can come to terms with, like Utada will be in a space where she can come to terms with the death of her mother, while simultaneously and at the same time being able to sort of keep her mother in her memories, not forget about her, but not she will still always be in her memories and also still be in her heart, those type of things. Um, you know, this song sort of like, it kind of makes me think of some songs that some other um, Japanese like female pop music artists have written about death, like definitely Ayumi Hamasaki's Memorial Address, um, and Namie Amuro's I Will. And, I think that this song is vague, but you can still sort of read it. You can still sort of interpret it. It's vague, but if you really if you really analyze the lyrics, it seems like it's telling a story. A story, really subtly though. The story isn't as straightforward as some other songs, that Utada herself has written. You know, but overall, as the song goes itself, I really enjoy the song. I enjoy the music video as well. I just wish that Utada was a part of the music video. You know, I think that she didn't have to be like in the video every single shot, but at least maybe like a couple of like significant scenes, maybe like towards the end or towards the beginning and the end, like beginning shot, then go through the phases and then the end. And I like the imagery, and I like they show like different landscapes and like a forest, um, a sea, or like a body of water that was dried up. So I see like they're interpreting the lyrics within the video as well. And kids with sparklers in the street. I wonder what that symbolizes. Um, let's see, the train, being on the train. So I'm guessing that's maybe like symbolic of moving forward with your life, but also looking at that drought at the side of the train. Also being at sea, perhaps symbolic of being in the midst of a dream, where you're kind of stuck there. You can't, since you're at sea, you can't really just get off the boat and go back to shore. Back to shore, you know, you might just end up drowning. So you probably just have to stick it out, you know. And then I think there was like the lady in the video was riding a horse, or was going to the stable, then riding a horse as well. So yeah, a lot of symbolism in that video. Yeah, but I think I've gone on for long enough. I didn't expect this video to be as long as it is. My apologies for taking up so much of your time, but I just had a lot to say about this song. Probably a lot more than I expected to have to say about this song. So I really enjoyed the song. As far as this song and the other song, Bouquet for You, Hanata no wo Kimi, something like that. I like both songs. I actually do like both songs. it was tough for me to choose my favorite, but I think I'll go with this song, Midsummer Rain Shower. But both songs are really, like, captivating for me. I like both songs. But if I had to choose a favorite, I would choose this song. you know, um, kind of like Utada is somewhat sort of like the, like, Eastern answer to Adele. Utada Tots Calm Down. I know that Utada was, on the scene way before Adele. I know that. Trust me, I do. And I acknowledge that, definitely. But I just, it's more so just because I guess Adele is Western and she's more popular, so it probably would just be considered, oh, she's like a Western or an Eastern Adele, when really Adele is a Western Utada, Hikaru. Even though Utada can claim both the East and the West, but I'm just saying. But I've gone on for long enough, so thanks a lot for watching. Feel free to comment, feel free to subscribe, feel free to give me a thumbs up. Your feedback and support are extremely appreciated and extremely valued. Until the next lyrical analysis, adios and goodbye for now.